Most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. Character is like a tree and reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it, the tree is the real thing. All that I am, or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live by the light that I have. I must stand with anybody that stands right, and stand with him while he is right, and part with him when he goes wrong. In the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. Sir, my concern is not whether God is on our side, my greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. Whatever you are, be a good one. Am I not destroying my enemies when I make friends of them? I'm a slow walker, but I never walk back. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. I remember my mother's prayers and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I never had a policy, I have just tried to do my very best each and every day. That some achieve great success, is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. Everybody likes a compliment. Let not him who is houseless pull down the house of another, but let him work diligently and build one for himself, thus by example assuring that his own shall be safe from violence when built. The way for a young man to rise is to improve himself in every way he can, never suspecting that anybody wishes to hinder him. The things I want to know are in books, my best friend is the man who'll get me a book I ain't read. Important principles may, and must, be inflexible. If there is anything that a man can do well, I say let him do it. Give him a chance. I like to see a man proud of the place in which he lives. I like to see a man live so that his place will be proud of him. When I am getting ready to reason with a man, I spend 1/3 of my time thinking about myself and what I am going to say and 2/3 about him and what he is going to say. Every man is said to have his peculiar ambition. Whether it be true or not, I can say for one that I have no other so great as that of being truly esteemed of my fellow men, by rendering myself worthy of their esteem. Upon the subject of education, not presuming to dictate any plan or system respecting it, I can only say that I view it as the most important subject which we as a people can be engaged in. You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. The probability that we may fail in the struggle ought not to deter us from the support of a cause we believe to be just. All my life I have tried to pluck a thistle and plant a flower wherever the flower would grow in thought and mind. If we could first know where we are, and whither we are tending, we could then better judge what to do, and how to do it. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. Tact is the ability to describe others as they see themselves. Surely God would not have created such a being as man, with an ability to grasp the infinite, to exist only for a day. No, no, man was made for immortality. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. Public sentiment is everything. With public sentiment, nothing can fail. Without it, nothing can succeed. Let us have faith that right makes might, and in that faith, let us, to the end, dare to do our duty as we understand it. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me seemed insufficient for that day. I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I had nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that of all about me seemed insufficient for that day. Man is not the only animal who labors, but he is the only one who improves his workmanship. I am rather inclined to silence, and whether that be wise or not, it is at least more unusual nowadays to find a man who can hold his tongue than to find one who cannot. Leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today.